What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to MMB Empire's barber page. Today we're going to be doing a skin fade with free-forming locks at the top. And we're going to start off by setting in that bald format line with that Andes cordless trimmer. And then the next thing we're going to do is just to make sure that we don't create such a hard line, so I'm going to come up to create that line. Then after this, we're going to use the Andes cordless master to create our second format line, which is going to set in a placement and also a barrier of where our guards are not supposed to be placed that are smaller into the larger area. Then we're going to use the Andes MVs with modified magic clips to actually fit the blade, because I like the way that the magic clips actually do cut. So I'm using a 1 1/2 guard to remove the bulk at the top. And I'm always going back and forth and making sure I'm combing it down. The next, I'm gonna go down to a 1 guard and just breaking it all the way back down to that open master, or that raw blade that we actually started with the second format. You want to make sure that you're always constantly combing, pasting the hair in the right position so you're cutting the accurate pieces. And as you see the fade start to develop, you're gonna know where to place and use a method I like to use called chipping, which allows you to go into different zones that are a little bit higher to get your blend more of a blur. Using those corners. And now once we get ready to speed it up a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and do the same process with that master, open, mid, and close. You can also use each lever. I like to use the masters because it does have the notches to give you a better placement of where you're supposed to be going in your fade so that you don't get lost. Another tip that I do have when fading, I like to go side and then do the back, because the sides are your two biggest spaces. And if you're thinking about how you're getting your clients in and out your chair in a timely fashion, it's better to cover the larger areas than to have to deal with just trying to go around the client's head completely and sometimes getting lost in your placement and your fade. Alright, slowly breaking it down, going back and forth. And you always want to make sure you comb all the way through. And then you're going to complete that same process. That 1 1/2 guard at the top, then you're going to go to that 1 guard. Then after your 1 guard, you're going to go to your 0 guard. And then after that 0 guard, you're going to go back to that master, open, mid, and close. And each time you're using the guard levers, I want you to understand that you're going down just a little bit, or notching down as you go down. So when the lever is completely open, you could be extending to your highest point with an open guard, with a bigger guard. And as you get closer to the bottom, when it's just the guard, you want to make sure that you're not extending as much. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to prep the line. We combed it out a little bit. We're going to bring it down with a open 1, just to take off some of the puffiness, because we don't want to create like a fade in the front, because we want to give the hairline as much life as we can. Now I'm going to use a little bit of liquid razor. I like to use that to kind of prep the line to make sure everything is nice and ready to get that sharp line. Just going back and forth, blow drying it in. I get ready to comb down, and each time, if you watch my hand placement, I'm making sure that I'm pressing and dragging down, pressing, dragging down. I want to make sure in creating my front hairline that I'm also not going into the natural hairline, but I am giving the line enough definition, because we will not be using enhancements. Just because you go over the line once doesn't mean it's perfect. But you always want to maintain and continue to comb down to get the hair that actually sits behind the line, or the overlap that can hide your actual line that you're creating on your client. Tap, tap, tap. comb. Look in the mirror. Your mirror is your best friend. All right. Don't try to eyeball anybody's fade or even their hairline, because you'll look dead at it and you'll think it'd be perfect, and then you'll look in the mirror and it'll be something completely different. So that mirror is your best friend, and always combing down on that line to make sure you're creating a line where it's supposed to be and not digging into the hairline to form a line. Because it's not about how your client looks when he walks out the door, it's about that grow back. When everything comes back into play, your client still wants to see his natural hairline. He doesn't want to see it pushed back. All right. And everybody doesn't use enhancements, so a lot of times you're going to have to create that natural line. All right. I'd like to thank you guys for staying with me. This is my first tutorial, so some kind of rough edges on there, but that's how the fade came out. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share.